In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make MAPART using Litematica in Minecraft. I'm not going to be going into depth on how to install Litematica, so if you don't have it, go watch a video, download it, and come back. If you already have Litematica, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to this website right here, Rebane 2001, and this will allow you to start your MAPART. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find an image that fits this scale right here, a 128 by 128 aspect ratio. And so you just can go to Google and look up any image you want. So for this example, I'm just going to look up this. And so you're going to just find an image that you like. It's going to most likely want to be a square type of image, as this will be easier to transform into the MAPART to begin with. You can use a rectangular image like this, but a square one is going to work better. So what you can do is you can just click and drag the image, bring it over to this tab, and put it right here. As you can see, this is what it's going to look like. If you take an image that is not a square or doesn't follow that aspect ratio, like this one for example, and you try putting it into the preview, it'll show right here that the image does not match the map's aspect ratio. And so you do not want this, as it's going to give you inaccurate results. So I'm just going to go back to this one and put it in. And so now once you've done that, the next thing you're going to want to do is come over to the left side and look at your presets. So you have everything, which will include every single block that is here. You have carpets and you have grayscale. Carpets will do exactly what it says, and it will only give you carpets. Grayscale, and this image is already gray, but grayscale will only give you gray type of blocks. And then everything will give you every type of block in the game. Now, just real quick, I'd like to mention that this works for 1.20, so all of the blocks here will be from that version of Minecraft. So the next thing that you can do is you can look at the material list that's over here, and if there's any block that you don't have enough of or it's too complicated to get, like for example, 2000 cobwebs, you can just come over here and you can click this button right here which says none. If you click it, it'll remove the cobwebs and it'll replace it with a bunch of other blocks to give it the same result. Something here, I don't want to use diamond blocks, so I can scroll down and get rid of it. So you can use this to help you customize your image as much as you'd like and to make it however you want the image to actually look. So once you've done customizing the blocks and finding your image, what you want to do is come over to the settings side over here. So under the settings, you're going to want to make sure your mode is set to schematic NBT, as we're going to be using Litematica for this. You're going to want to make sure your version is set to the latest. So as you can see, you can change your version. Make sure it's set to the latest. The map size, this will just determine how big it looks. So a 2x1 will look like that, and a 2x2 just makes it a bit bigger. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to make it a 1x1 as it's easier and quicker to build. The next thing you want to do is look at this crop. This will just determine how you crop your image. So you can zoom, and it'll look like this. You can just customize this however you want. But I'm just going to leave it as center, and I'd recommend doing the same thing. Grid, this will just provide you with a grid for the map. You can turn this off or on, does not matter. Staircasing, this one's really important because this will determine how you actually build the map in your world. So if we click off or 2D here, this means that the image is going to be flat. So once you paste it into your world and start building it, it'll just be a complete flat surface. Now, this is good because it's a lot easier to make and it's a lot quicker, but the downside is that it doesn't give as much color and it makes it look a little worse, but it's nothing crazy. So for example, if we go to on Valley and on Classic, they're pretty much the exact same thing. So if we go to on Valley, as you can see, the color just looks a little more blended and looks a lot nicer. This because the valley is basically like a staircasing method of creating it. And because of that, it allows for more creation of color. And so you can choose between the flat, which is easier and quicker, but just looks a little worse, or valley, which is a little harder, but looks a lot better. So for this video, I'm just going to be using Valley. Add blocks under. This one isn't all that important. This basically just depends on how many extra blocks you want to add. Like for example, right here, 8,000 cobblestone. For me, I usually just use important blocks, as this makes it so I don't need to put a block underneath everything, only the important ones. And as you can see, it only goes on to 200 cobblestone. The block to add, this is for the add blocks under, so you could change this to dirt. As you can see, it changes over here. You can change this to cobblestone and change this over here. So for this video, I'm just going to be using cobblestone. Better color, this just does what it says. It gives you better color, so leave this on. Dithering, this is just another way to customize it. So like Fire 2x2 give you that. Fire 4x4 gives you that. Now, I don't really like any of these, so I'm just going to stick with the basic Floyd Steinberg one. And once you are done customizing everything, you can click View Online. And this is what it'll look like with like the grid and everything. Now, if you don't have Litematica, you could just follow this. And because it's a staircase, you would just have this at like your 0. And this would be built 1 block up. This would be built 2 blocks up, 3 blocks up. And that's how you would do that from a picture like this. Or if it's set to Valley, that's how you would do it. But if you are going to use Litematica, you're going to want to click Download NBT. So make sure the mode is set to schematic NBT. And once it is, just click Download. As you can see, it is now downloaded. The next thing that we're going to want to do is go to here, and we're going to want to do %app data %. And we're going to want to open .minecraft. And like I said, you should already have Litematica installed at this point. So this folder schematics should be here. And once you open it, this is where you're going to import your map art. And so you just go to your downloads. And here's your map art. It should be downloaded right here. Okay, and so once it's downloaded, the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your search bar. And you're going to want to type in %app data %. And you want to open the file folder. And you want to go to the top, and you should see .minecraft. You're going to click .minecraft, and you're going to scroll down a little bit, and you should see this schematics folder right here. Click the schematics folder, and you're going to want to take your map art and import it into your folder. So as you can see, it's now imported into my folder, and that means we're good to go. So you can just close out of this. The next thing you're going to want to do is load up your Minecraft world and find a nice ocean that really doesn't have any land around it and make a map. So once you use your map, you should see this giant blue square encompassing your map. Now, it doesn't have to be an ocean, but it's a lot easier if it is, because this will allow you to build it a lot easier and make it a lot faster. And so the next thing you're going to want to do is once you have your map, you're going to want to turn on your chunk borders. And you do that by pressing F3 and G. So once you press F3 and G, you should see these chunk borders appear. So the next thing is you're going to want to pull out your map and go to the top left corner. So just wherever that is, just find the top left corner of your chunk border. So as you can see, I've already built a platform for it. This would just be to stand on. But this block right here, as you can see, is on the very corner of the chunk. Now, this is important because this will allow you to ensure that your map art takes over this entire space when you're actually done building it. So the next thing that you can want to do is once you have Litematica installed, you're going to want to press M on your keyboard. So after pressing M on your keyboard, you should see this menu pop up. And so now you're going to want to load in the schematic. So click Load Schematics, and then click the map art that you had just downloaded. As you can see, it's right here. And you want to click Load Schematic. So as you can see, we now have the schematic loaded in. And so the next thing, and don't worry about this, I have it set to a different mode right now, so I'll help you do that in a second. So if you want, you can start building it layer by layer. So let me teach you how to actually get there. So you're going to want to press M on your keyboard again, and you're going to want to go to Configuration menu. So you want to go to configuration menu, and there's a couple of things here that we should change. You should come down to this layer mode next, layer mode previous section over here, and you should have it set to this. It should be M plus page up, M plus page down, and your layer next and previous should be page up and page down. So just set your keys to this, and once you do that, you're good to go for your layers. This will allow you to build it up layer by layer instead of all at once. If you want to build it all up at once, you can do that. But for this video, I'm just going to be using layer by layer because I think it's just a bit easier and allows you to organize better. Another really helpful tip is to use easy place. Now, you don't have to use this, but it makes it a lot easier. So set easy place use key. You're going to want to set that to your right click or mouse button 2. An easy place toggle, just set this to any key that you don't use. This allows me to toggle between easy place when I want to use it and when I don't. And so because I'm in creative, if I just hold right click, if I turn it on, as you can see, easy place is now on. If I just hold right click, it automatically places. So as you can see, if I just walk around, it just places these blocks for me. This works even with birch like this. So the orientation, it'll automatically do that for me too, no matter which way I'm facing. Now, if you're in survival mode, you're going to want to make sure you have these blocks already in your inventory. And so if you're wondering how to get the material list, just press M, go to schematic placements, you should see configure, and then you can click material list. And this will give you a material list for every single item that you need. So as you can see, you need a lot of white wool. And in the bottom left corner right here, you can see the total amount of items that you need. So just get these items, and it tells you how many shulker boxes you'll need for it, which is very, very helpful. So once you've done that, you can basically just start doing and creating your map art. Once you complete the first layer, you can turn off chunk borders, by the way. So it's F3 and G again. Once you're done creating the first layer, just press page up, and it'll produce the second layer for you. And you can just keep building. So let's say I finish this layer, I press page up, and I can go to the next one. So this is super helpful as it allows you to be more organized, and it allows you to build it one layer at a time if that's what you prefer. Now, yes, it does get a little tedious, as you can see with all these floating blocks everywhere. So if you don't like this, then this is because of the valley schematic that we downloaded. So if you don't like this, just go back to the website, which I'll leave a link for in the description. Just go back to the website, and then you can download the 2D or flat version. And so that's really about everything. Be sure to like and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.